I can apply the associative property to regroup or reorder factors when I multiply. The associative property is the sum or product, means that the sum or product stays the same when grouping of addends or factors is changed. In this video I'm going to go over how this works with multiplication, but it works exactly the same with addition. You add three numbers up, no matter how you order them and add them up, you're going to get the same sum. In this case, we're going to look at multiplication with taking three factors, multiplying them together, and getting the same product every time, no matter how we do it. Let's start and review what parentheses mean. When parentheses are used in math, they're used to show what to do first. That's all you need to know. So when I look at this first number sentence here, it says 7 times 5 times 2, but I have to do 5 times 2 first. And that's what the associative property says. So that I don't have to, I'll get the same product, but I'm going to show you the three different ways to solve it. And then I'm going to do it again, and then you're going to do your own, and that's it. So 7 times 5 times 2. We're going to do 5 times 2 first. That's 10. And then you still have to do 7 times 10. And 7 times 10 is 70. So this was actually a pretty easy way to do it, because 5 times 2 is 10, and multiplying by 10 is pretty quick and easy. So we get a product of 70. So it should match us in every single one here. Or we can do 7 times 5 first. Well, you got to count by 5s. You get 35 times 2. This might be one where you don't know it, but you know that times 2, you just add it twice. So you could do 35 plus 35, and you end up with 70. So again, our products are exactly the same, even though we did 7 times 5 first. There's a third way to do it, where you got to switch the 5 and the 2 around, and then do 7 times 2 first, then multiply by 5. So 7 times 2 is 14 times 5. Whoa! 14 times 5, I don't know. I could count by 5s 14 times. I could do 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 4 is 20, and then add those up, and then that's 70. But I do know that the answer is 70. You can kind of see that depending on which way you choose, one is a lot easier than another's oftentimes. Sometimes they're all easy, but in this case, this one right here was pretty easy. 5 times 2 is 10, and then 7 times 10 is 70. Might be a little bit quicker than doing it the other two ways, so this might be the easiest way here. Let's take a look at 3 times 5 times 2, and let's solve it in three different ways. I kind of started this first one, 3 times 2 first, then times 5. I did this because I thought 6 times 5 was an easy problem for me. 3 times 2 is 6, the 5 times 6, so 6 times 5, well, that's 30. Pretty easy. That was an easy problem for me. There's another really easy one, and that's going to be down here. You start with 5 times 2 is 10. And then you multiply by 3, and 3 times 10, well, that's 30. So these two definitely pretty easy. Let's try this last one. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 2. Times 2 is never really too bad. You just got to add it up twice. 15 plus 15 is 30. So in this case, 3 of them aren't terribly difficult. I definitely would recommend one of these two as your easiest choice, depending on what facts you know better and what you see first when you attack the problem. So, back to our learning target. I can apply the associative property to regroup or reorder factors when I multiply. What I want you to do is to look at these factors, 4 times 5 times 2. Solve it in all three ways. So you'll put the parentheses, you'll do 4 times 5 times 2, you'll do 5 times 2 times 4, and then you'll also switch it up and do 4 times 2 times 5. Once you've solved it in all three ways, look back and say which way was easiest, and then why was it easiest. So there's really several steps to this. Solve this problem 3 ways. It should be the same product every time. Which way was easiest, and why was it easiest?